audio world. It's Michelle.
And Drew.
And we are the Delavera family. And thank you for listening to another episode of our podcast, The Hard Knot Life. Today we are going to be going over our engagement story because we actually did a blog on it and got quite a bit of reaction on socials. And pretty much it was about my engagement ring that turned my finger green. So
people found that, people were very opinionated about that. So we're going to dive deeper into it.
Yeah. So for those who don't know us, we met in 2008, married in 2010. We have 2 children, boy and a girl. And, so
2 rats.
Don't call them rats.
I'm sorry, cats.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the children at first. I was like, are you talking about children rats?
No, but sometimes they act like dirty rats.
Who are you talking about? The cats or the children?
Both.
Wow. Yeah, okay. Anywho, so pretty much in the blog post, we kind of just dived into our story, gave a little bit of background, and the various feedback was people giving us a lot of support, a lot of love, a lot of backlash too. I was actually surprised. It was really, it's still a very funny story to me and to us, but it was definitely interesting to see the different points of view, people sharing their own personal engagement stories and whether or not a ring mattered or if they had, their own standards and whatnot. But yeah, so at the time that we were about to be engaged, we had been dating for a year and a half?
Yes, sounds about right.
Yeah, about a year and a half. Because we married exactly 2 years. From when we met. So just to give you guys a setup on what that life looked for us, I was a college student, struggling young adult, 19 when we met.
I was 32 years old.
Yeah.
And, working a full-time job.
Yeah, he had a good job.
Yeah.
He was a federal employee, had a good job, full-time, right. Benefits, dental health,
Had going on.
All that stuff.
That's right. And,
of course, me being a young college student, kind of just navigating new world, newly graduated, in the worst time because it was the 2008, 2009 recession. Oh my gosh, it was terrible. My degree was pretty much garbage after I had spent all this money in student loans.
Tough time to find a job.
Yeah, it was very, very tough. So that's just what life looked like for me as a young adult. And then, of course, us navigating a relationship, that we were, I guess the goal was to be, a lifetime, long term, with the hopes of marriage. And when we got to that situation, things just looked a little different than what I guess most standard people would hope that it would financially. He was supporting me a lot. And can you explain how that was for you?
Well, it was, I wasn't thinking I was going to have to support you so soon, but, you got to give a little background on why I had to support you, because you were a college student and your mom's was helping you out. And then she couldn't give you the financial support that she had been giving you.
Right. So I did work 18 at a time. At some points I was working 73 hours a week. And there was some times where I was just working 20 hours a week. And so it was never enough to really consistently care for myself. And so my mother had been supporting me in helping me pay for my efficiency where I was living. And at some point that just got really hard for her, of course, over time. And so I think we had already been engaged by that point. But let's just take it a notch back because at some point I just was unemployed, straight up unemployed. And that's just what, life looked like for me as a struggling young adult. And as navigating a dating relationship. So he did a lot to support me. And it's something that I asked.
I didn't want her to go. I don't want her to go.
What are you talking about?
Well, I was well, you saying I was supporting you. I was like, one of the reasons that I started that I didn't even hesitate to support you is because I didn't want you to have to go back to Texas.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. I thought you were in the other part of the story
No,
later
no, no.
later on. But it was just little things and big things. I mean, like when we first met, like I think the day that I landed in the airport, like I was going to my apartment and I didn't have any furniture, and you gave
You
me,
got a rug,
you know what?
but it felt good on the feet.
I had carpet in my apartment. I don't even think I had a rug.
Curl my feet and make a fist with your feet and feel so good.
Did I have a rug? I don't even remember having a rug. I had a carpet in my apartment. That's all I remember. I had carpet and I had my dorm stuff. Like, that was it. I don't remember much of anything else.
That was it, yeah.
Yeah. You gave me furniture?
And an echo in the apartment, yeah.
That's rude. Don't do me like that. So, yeah, you gave me furniture and...
so hand-me-down furniture, yeah. And then...
and a hand-me-down car.
And a hand-me-down car that you had to wind up.
It was a 95 or 90? Was it older than that?
Ford something.
Oh, I thought it was a Honda Civic. It was a Ford? I don't remember.
It was a Ford.
I don't remember what it was. But it was a box car.
Yeah.
That's how old it was. It was a box car. And you had to do things like, when you get at a red light, put it in neutral so you make sure it don't turn off on you.
Right.
But it was great. It did stuff like that for me, help buy groceries, of course, those things. And nothing that, I ever had to ask. It was just him out of his own heart helping me out. Just knowing, even though we were navigating a dating, age gap in our dating relationship, just really just out of his own goodness of his own heart doing that.
Ain't that sweet?
Very. And so when we did consider marriage as the next step, that was what our life looked like. I think I was probably only working part-time at the time, but and it was about 2010. Yeah, so I had just graduated, not in the previous year. And was just really trying to navigate this new economic climate that was just so rough because I didn't have any experience with working very much, not in the field that I had graduated in. So that was really tough. I kind of just had to stick to minimum wage jobs, and working here and there and trying to break into my industry, but only getting temp jobs. So it was really, really rough. And of course, he was still working, and I think at the time I had applied to your job, but it was just such a long process that it was a year total to get onto his job. So by that time that happened, I think we were married by the time I actually got in.
Yeah. They put you through the ringer.
Yeah, that's the federal government for you.
DNA samples, statements from God, everything, the works.
Yeah. So, really, you want to tell them like your initial like plans for ideal marriage or engagement?
I in the beginning I thought we would have kind of a longer engagement. I thought maybe we'd be engaged maybe about a year or so, year and a half. We could really, plan out a wedding and yeah, that's what I was thinking. I thought it would be a longer term engagement, and it was a short engagement.
Yeah.
So.
And I think the same thing is like we planned to be engaged longer than what we did initially, and so we could better financially plan, have a wedding where more of our family could attend, because I was from Texas and living in Florida, and even though like the majority of your family was kind of already there, but you still had family out of state, from New York and stuff. And otherwise, that would have, been able to attend if we had more time to really plan. So what were your plans for the proposal? Because I don't even know if it was planned or not.
Oh, all sorts of crazy ideas are going through my head for the proposal. I don't think I remember half of them because it's been so long already. But I always knew I wanted to do something out of the ordinary, something weird, quirky. something that would be, original, I suppose.
So when you thought it out in your head, did it really go exactly how you thought?
Probably not.
You gonna tell him what you did?
Do I remember what I did? This would I think I put her ring in the refrigerator.
You did. You put it in the fridge.
I put her engagement ring in the refrigerator. So when she went in there for her to go snack, and she would see it.
I like how you just like try to make me sound like I'm just my 600-pound life just going in the refrigerator constantly.
When she went to one of the 20 times she go in the refrigerator,
oh my gosh,
she would see the ring.
I was a whole like 119 pounds. Like I was not in the refrigerator like that. So, I remember the day, and because he was, so financially supportive and taking care of things, I always, initiated in making sure that he didn't have to think about, getting himself a glass of water, doing laundry, preparing his lunch, doing those things, chores and otherwise. And we weren't living together at the time.
Those were the days.
Oh my gosh.
It was glorious.
It was glorious for me now thinking back because I had time to do those things. Like, I wish I had that kind of time and freedom, but I don't have that anymore. But, we weren't living together, but, we lived next door to each other. That's another story. That's another story. We lived next door to each other. And I could
stretch my arm out and touch her. That's
pretty much, like literally next door. And so because we did live so close together, the majority of time spent was at my place. That was pretty much our place.
It was my home away from home.
Right. And that's like how your cat ended up living there before you did.
He
invaded my space.
No, he chose you.
He broke in my house.
He chose you to be his guardian.
He marked his territory by
be honored that he did that.
I should be honored that he pooped on my furniture to mark his territory.
Right, listen. You were freaking ticking the cat off. He had to teach you a lesson.
He had to teach me a lesson because I wouldn't buy him fancy feast.
That was his way of blackmailing you, saying, you mess with me, you don't give me what I want, I'm going to go freaking poop on your furniture.
Like I should have called the ASPCA on him. Or the police, one of the two.
And he would have came harder after you if you'd have done that to him. He would have just pooped on you.
We're getting off topic. Anywho, back to the proposal. So, I was very much like attending to him all the time. So he kept telling me to get him something. And I was like in the middle of like, I don't know what we were doing. We were like getting ready to watch something, or I don't remember what it was.
I think it was some movie or something.
I don't remember.
I think it was Netflix. Back when Netflix had CDs, you believe that?
DVDs.
Oh, that's right, DVDs, not a CD.
Lord.
Or you could have watched movies on CDs at one time too, but
that's another thing.
It's neither here nor there.
Right.
But
we were getting ready to watch something, and every time that I went to sit down, he told me he wanted something from the kitchen. And I was just like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go get it. And then I would come back and get ready to sit down again. He would tell me something else. And I mean, my place wasn't that big, but it was just the fact that you kept waiting until like I came back and like told me to go back and get something out of the fridge after I just left. So about the 5th time, I'm mad and I'm pissed off because I'm
the woman singing the freaking ring.
And I'm thinking, like, you just, like, he's messing with me.
Do I have to grab the ring and throw it at her?
I don't know. I was like, what does he keep telling me to come back to this fridge for?
And just, like, whip you with it? I was like, well, why is she singing the ring?
Oh, my gosh. Like, I don't remember all the things you asked for, but I think the last thing you asked for was a beer.
Yeah.
And so...
I needed one.
I needed one by that time.
My ring.
Whatever. And so by this time... I go in and the ring was sitting on top of the beer, which you just dumb. You could have asked for that the first time instead of sending me back 5 times to get other things that was nowhere near the ring.
Yeah, it didn't go as planned.
Yeah, but it was funny. I think I cracked up when I saw it because it was, now I realized how many times you were sending me back and why you were sending me to the refrigerator. And so this is so like us because I think that if you would have done anything like other than something goofy or annoying, I probably would have laughed in your face. Like, if you actually tried to be serious about a proposal, I probably would have laughed.
I would have laughed at myself.
Because it's just not us. It really isn't. So, of course, I was elated and, all the things. Did I cry? I don't remember crying. I don't think I cried.
I think you shed a few little... You got misty-eyed.
Yeah, I think I had misty. But I was a gangster. Still a gangster. So, I didn't cry. Whatever. So, I think it was about, like, a few days later before I noticed something was going on with the ring. Like, I snapped a picture that night. I posted it on Facebook and was really proud. Really loved it. I think I didn't really think about what it would look like, so I would have loved it anyway. Could have been anything. I would have loved it. Just because it came from him, and it just meant that we were solidifying a relationship and going to the next level. So I was just really happy. And it was about a few days later that I noticed, like, something was happening around my finger around the ring. And I hadn't taken it off. I had just been showering and, washing my hands or whatever, like normal. Really. And I noticed something. So I pulled the ring off and I noticed my finger was like, had this like forest green moldy color on there. And I was kind of like, what's happening? Like, initially I didn't really think it was the ring. I didn't know what was happening at all. But I came to you. Do you remember me coming to you about that?
Vaguely.
What was your reaction, though?
And my reaction was where I bought the ring from. They lied to me. That's what I was thinking. I was pissed off because they lied to me. The damn ring was supposed to turn. So you want to
tell them where you bought the ring from?
I think I got it from eBay.
You did. You got it from eBay.
And the description of the ring, they told me it was plated in rhodium or whatever. It was. I got her a ring. I wanted to get her not a cheapie, not a super expensive, but somewhere in the middle type of ring until I could get her a more pricier ring. That's what I wanted to do.
Right.
So what it ended up being was just a super cheap ring. But that's not what I thought I bought.
But I remember, like, you saying out loud, like, damn it, they said it was nickel-free. Because nickel was, I guess, a certain metal that would have this kind of reaction to water.
Yeah.
And so I remember, like, asking you, can I see the listing? Because I know how you are. You don't read nothing. You don't read details. You don't read nothing. You see one thing that you like and then see the 5 things, like, that were listed you probably didn't read the fine print on. And, of course, when I read it, I was like, you better not send a cellular message because it says it right here. That it was, yes, rhodium plated, but it was still a nickel product. Like, it still had the nickel material in there. Do you remember how much it was?
I do not. But I could probably look it up.
You probably look it up, yeah. I don't remember.
I have no idea. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
But I was mad. That's all I knew. I was mad because it was cheaper than... It wasn't supposed to be that cheap. It was like, it might as well have been a ring you got from one of those gumball machines. That probably would have been better, actually.
Yeah, and at the time, like, navigating shopping online was still kind of new. Like, you didn't have all the retailers of all the department stores or all the, even the cheaper end stores. Like, you don't really have that option online at the time. This was 2010, and it may not seem like it was that long ago, but, I mean, like, again, Netflix was still sending out DVDs. Like, yeah. Blockbuster was still in business. Like, that's how... But that was 2010. Like, that still was the time. So, I have just a few questions for you. And was this your first time shopping for engagement rings?
I would say no, it's not the first time I've looked around for an engagement ring. I've looked, but never bought.
So what was your first time shopping for an engagement ring? What did that look like? Like, what was the year? What was the setting? Or how were you financially?
Financially, I wasn't doing well at all. I was just freaking dead end job, maybe making just above minimum wage. That's why I was looking.
Mm-hmm.
So I was looking. I mean, this is probably
What
in
year
the
was
very
this?
early 2000s.
Okay.
And, the person I was with at the time, I was thinking about, you know,
How old were you?
I don't know, what was I, 26, 27, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
In the early 2000s. And so I was looking. Yeah, of course, back in those days, I think like she mentioned, if there wasn't a ton of options in 2008, there definitely wasn't a ton of options, like 2001 of places online where you could buy a ring.
Yeah.
You just had to go in the store. Just do it the old-fashioned way. Just get your butt up and go actually to a store.
Yeah. And really what that entails is like either you go to a jewelry store that's
Yeah.
accredited jewelry store where you're going to end up spending a lot of money. You got to make payments. You're going to get hustled with, getting something probably more outside of
So I
your
just
budget.
go and look around, just get an idea what the rings cost, and I saw what they cost, and so nah.
Yeah.
No, it's not the reason I didn't pop the question.
I know somebody put in like the comments of the blog, like you can go to a pawn shop and
You see, I didn't think of that. I probably could have gone to a pawn shop.
you know what? And it didn't cross my mind either, of course,
I
but
could have went to a crackhead.
I honestly, really, a crackhead?
Yeah.
You sure the heck would have turned my finger green again going to a
They would
crackhead.
have probably given me their grandmother's ring or something.
Wow, that is terrible. See, that's why I wouldn't even want it. I think that then I wouldn't have wanted a pawn shop ring because I don't want somebody else's juju on my marriage. Like I don't want nobody's juju on my marriage. So was it the first time that you proposed to someone?
Yes. You
Yeah.
were the first person I ever proposed to. And you were my first yes.
Wow,
Amazing, isn't it?
but you're so retarded. So did you have like a budget for the ring?
I did.
What was it?
I don't remember what my budget was.
So sad. You're making this terrible.
It was,
hard.
I just wanted it to be a few $100. Mm-hmm. I think less than, I was probably thinking something less than, between $250, $500.
Okay. And
Somewhere in that neighborhood.
so
Long ago,
You spent
this
less
like,
than that.
It was like 30 years ago. I don't remember.
You spent less than that. I don't know, damn 30 years ago. You're lying. Which one are you
What?
talking about? Are you talking about me? Are you talking about somebody else? Who are you talking about?
Your ring.
Yeah, get it right. Anywho. You don't remember like a range of what you spent?
I don't remember.
Wow, this is sad.
I don't remember. It was a few hundred.
You're no fun. On the one that turned my finger green? That's a lie.
Yes. That's why I was mad. That's why I got upset.
I don't believe that.
I was like, I didn't buy no freaking $25 ring.
Okay. I thought you did.
Well, of course you did. It turn your finger green. Or why wouldn't you think that?
No. So what do you feel like? I know you kind of said you had that idea budget or whatever, but say if things were different and both of our finances look different at the time, what ideally do you think a ring budget should be?
I was probably thinking, because that was supposed to just be a temporary ring, so I was thinking the real ring I would spend at least maybe up to, I was thinking, I wasn't going to be one of these guys that buy no freaking $10,000, $5,000 ring. I was thinking maybe I could find something good between $1,000 and $1,500.
Yeah.
Decent.
Yeah.
Maybe not the most, glorious, spectacular ring in the world, but I thought a very nice ring for that price.
I think that's reasonable. And yeah, I definitely didn't have an idea of what a ring should cost. I was...
Because if you remember one time I went
young.
to Jared.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah, okay.
We'll get there. So I didn't really have like an expectation on what a cost of a ring would be, or even what I liked. Like, I didn't really have an idea of what I liked, type of metal, type of stones, any of that. Like, so did you have any guidance, or did you ask for help as far as like the ring selection process, or did you just go on your own?
I just went on my own. I was just the guidance was whatever eBay recommendation.
I'm so sick of you and eBay. eBay though is like legit though. Like, you can get some really nice rings on eBay.
Listen,
Now,
back in those days, eBay was that was before Amazon blew up,
eBay was the hub.
and eBay was king.
Yeah, eBay was the hub. You just had to like be weary of sellers. Like, that was the only thing. Now they make it so easy because they have like the eBay's deals page, and you can get some really nice stuff on there. I shop on there all the time still. So
That was the spot. eBay was the spot.
the next question is, do I wish that you did ask for help in shopping for a ring?
Yeah, I probably should have gotten somebody's opinion, probably another female or something like that. But
if it would have
I
been
figured
like,
it wasn't. I figured that wasn't going to be the ring.
right.
So
I mean, honestly, it didn't really bother me like at all. So, what did you learn about me after finding out like the engagement ring had like turned my finger green? And did it have like a negative or a positive effect on your outlook?
Well, about you, I learned that you weren't real bougie about it or snobbish.
Mm-hmm.
You pretty much you understood. You appreciated the gift anyway, and that's something I loved about you. Even though it turned your finger green and everything, and you saw it was a very cheaply made ring. And I think you also saw my reaction to it. That was pretty ticked off about it.
Mm-hmm.
But you had a pretty good attitude about it. Maybe other women would have been like, "What the F is this? What you get me?"
Yeah, that was definitely some of the like comments that I read from our blog, was that some women and even some men like felt like that was such a sign of disrespect. And I could not believe like how deeply hurt other people felt about it.
Like it happened to them.
Like as if it happened to them, or as if, that there was just no room
Even
for
though
grace.
half of them, no one even, they still waiting on a ring.
Oh my God, stop.
But
Anywho.
you want to talk about me? Okay.
The only thing that got
At
me...
least I gave her a ring.
Okay. The only thing that got me about the reaction where there was negative was that this was probably a sign that if that person were to go into a marriage and that person was already like not allowing this person any grace to make a mistake or to have something happen to them that they didn't expect or plan for, and you be so upset with them, like that to me was like overboard or a huge red flag into you probably should never entertain the idea of marriage. Because if this is going to make you that upset that this person doesn't have room to make a mistake, to have something happen to them, that it's actually a mutual experience for the both of you, and it's not just them doing something to you, they kind of personalize it so much that I was like, yeah, that probably, doesn't work for everybody. And I get that, to each their own. But as far as allowing someone to have proper grace to make a mistake before you even enter marriage and be okay with it, I definitely think that you should probably reconsider the relationship or reconsider your values.
Exactly.
If it was just that hurtful to you, that's something that you both experienced. So
it's not about material possessions.
Yeah. And the thing I learned about you was that we were more in line about budget, because I think what I was expecting you to do was to possibly go overboard and do something.
Yeah, I think you would have been mad at me.
I would have been mad. I would have been mad if you took out a ring on credit. I would have been mad if you put anything on credit concerning our marriage, because I was already like in student loan debt and like not working consistently and sometimes just not working at all. And you were already supporting me. I was already getting support elsewhere. And so I just didn't want to put any more financial strain on us going into a marriage. I wanted,
I didn't want you to get mad at me either.
yeah. So, like, I don't have any regrets about how I handled it. I was pretty cool about it. Do you have any regrets about that?
Well, I mean, with hindsight, now I think I would have done things a bit different. I probably would have not gone to eBay and bought them. I probably would just went to a jewelry store and maybe spoke to a salesperson or something like that. But,
I go to eBay now because eBay is kind of legit now.
I would. No.
They have like the deals page where they
that
sort out
was
all the
last time
bad
I
apples.
bought jewelry from eBay.
They scarred
that's
you.
It. That's it.
They scarred you.
I still buy from them, but no jewelry. Nope.
Yeah.
That's done.
So, I guess to kind of explain, I guess now, do I have standards for like how my ring should look now versus then? Of course I have standards now. We're 14 years into this relationship, 12 years into marriage. I have standards. I like nice things. And of course we're in a different financial place than we were before, but I also am realistic about it. Like I do, like to be a little bit more conscious about how we spend and, the jewelry that I wear and stuff. So, have you upgraded me over the years? You want to tell them?
Oh yeah. I used to her fingers. She got some bling now.
Yeah, I do. You've done it a few times.
Her fingers got frosted.
Oh my gosh. I still have the first upgrade I wear on my right hand because I still love it.
So yeah, eventually I went and I got her a much better, higher quality ring.
Yeah.
And a beautiful 10th anniversary.
Yeah. Yeah, so...
Which was more than the actual wedding ring.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know how much that cost, and I'm not going to ask. But
no, she'll never know. But it's the most I've ever spent on jewelry.
It's beautiful. It really is. And because you upgraded my ring like a year after. I think it was Valentine's Day.
And I did pay for that cash. And
yeah, you did. You didn't make any payments on that. You just straight up paid that one, which was nice. Oh, you know what? We didn't tell them. We didn't tell them what we did afterward.
Trump got you that anniversary.
You know what? Stop it.
Because I used that stimulus money to pay for it.
Oh my gosh.
So you could thank him too.
I'm not thanking Trump. Okay. Anywho, I forgot to tell them how we recovered afterwards, because obviously we still needed like another ring before we got married and another ring for the engagement, since the one that turned my finger green. So yeah, going back to Jared's, I was driving with you. I was riding with you, and we were supposed to go do something. I think we were going out.
I don't remember.
I don't know if we were going out to eat or something. I don't remember. And
I think I just told you wait here real quick.
Yeah, and we were in a shopping plaza. Like, there's 5 million of those in South Florida. And so I didn't know where he went.
Oh, I said, wait, or I'll be back or something like
that.
Yeah,
and I was just waiting for, like, an uncomfortably long time. And we were parked on the side of the shopping plaza. And I remember, like, I'm going to get out of this car and go look for him. Because I was like, where the hell did he go? And I come around to the front, and there's a Jared's there. And of course, Jared's, everything's glass. You can see through everything all the way around. So I see him in the store, and I'm like, oh, no, he didn't. Just go sneak inside Jared's. And so I'm like, what the hell is he doing?
I wasn't supposed to be in there that long either. These freaking people are hyenas. And I just wanted to go in there real quick and just take a glance, a look at just the sticker prices to see how much some things cost, just to get an idea of what, some higher price rings would cost. And these people just smelt blood.
Right.
And, they're trying to... I just wanted to be in and out and look real quick, but they practically tied me up to a chair and were trying to convince me to finance a ring. I said, listen, I just want to get a real quick quote of what some of these rings cost.
That's not how that works when you go inside in person.
No, that's not how it works.
So I went in to like snatch him.
I think a gate closed behind me once I went in.
I think there was a gate that closed behind me when I went in because like that was just, it solidified it for him because I went in there to grab you and somehow ended up with a ring on my finger. I don't know how it happened. It was like you went like sucked into like a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Like Alice in Wonderland. Just, I don't know what happened. And, but yeah, we ended up trying on like, what was some ring, and it was like a super...
I was like, I didn't even go in there for you to try on rings.
Yeah, and I think I was still wearing the other ring.
Yeah.
So I had to take the little
Martian ring
the
off.
dilapidated ring off of my finger. Try to be slick about it.
The Captain Crunch ring.
Yeah, and like try this other ring on. It was super expensive, and of course they don't tell you the sticker price until after you have it on and you see how it look, and they want you to fall in love with it. And then they told the sticker price, and I was like, hell no. We are not doing this. Take me to the mall.
They're like, oh, listen, you just, we do financing and, you do this monthly payments. I'm like, I need to go. I need to go.
We're like, yeah, we'll think about it. I don't think that's what we're going to do.
Like, I'm about to call the cops and say, you kidnapped me, man. They're like, open the damn door. Let me get out of my way.
Oh my gosh. So
it was like a team of people.
Yeah,
I'm your first customer ever.
No, they had a tactic.
I think they were just playing like a CeeLo in the back or something. And then when I walked in, I interrupted them.
Oh my god!
Like, oh my god, there's a customer, someone here who might spend money.
Yeah, that was definitely a system. Like, shout out to the sales team, though, because they probably got a few people like that. They just wasn't gonna get us that day.
No.
But I remember like snacking. We finally got out of there, and I was like, "Take me to the mall."
They thought you were gonna be one of those chicks, and be like, "Oh my god,
I really wasn't.
I gotta have this ring. Buy it. Get this one."
Yeah, Pinterest didn't exist then. I never had a board.
That's what they were hoping for.
Yeah,
but that ain't what they got.
No, because I was like, "Yeah, no, we're not doing this." And he was full on. He was ready to do it. I was like, nah.
I was like, listen, if that tactic would have worked, I was like, damn. I was like, she ends up falling in love with these rings. Damn, I'm going to be boxed into a corner. I'm going to have to get this ring.
Yeah. I was totally not ready for you to make that kind of financial commitment.
Make me, sign the contract in blood so I could pay back this ring.
Yeah. So we ended up, I told you to take me to the mall, which was like not too far from there. Because again, we're in South Florida. There's 5 million shopping plazas, 5 million malls everywhere. So we went to the mall and I was like, let's go to Claire's.
Oh my God. I do remember that. She wanted me to get her a worse ring than the one I found on eBay.
I was like, no, just go to Claire's.
Claire's.
A quick
That's like going to Party City.
What?
To get a ring.
No, it's an upgrade from Party City. Party City probably got more expensive stuff with less quality.
Or Hot Topic.
Oh, I could have got a skull ring. I could have got a skull ring with my birthstone. No, but I went to Claire's. And remember I found a ring in Claire's?
Yeah.
It was like it actually looked just like the one from Jared's. Do you remember that?
It did look
It looked like just like the one from Jared's.
It was a toy ring.
It was a freaking... It wasn't a toy ring. It was
to me,
costume jewelry.
Costume jewelry. That's what I said, toy ring.
I don't even know. I think it was a sterling silver, though.
Supposedly.
I don't know.
They say it was sterling silver.
It was $7, though.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, I
can tell you right now, the eBay ring costs way more than $7.
He was so annoyed, but he bought it anyway. Just because I was so excited about the fact that it looked just like the one from Jared's.
You want a $7 freaking ring. That's going to make you happy. Like, I'll get you a $7 ring. I was like,
he was so,
you want 10 of these?
I think you actually still on the outside of the store. Because, Claire's don't be that big. Like, you step in Claire's and you like turn around and you actually see the entire store. So I remember eating this ring and I was so excited, and we were like exiting through the mall through JCPenney, and remember we came across that little kiosk in the center area, where they had like a bunch of these little rings and boxes that were on display, and they were happened to be like wedding set and rings with the engagement ring, and they were like the cubic zirconia little display in
Yeah.
sterling silver, and it was like a bunch of little rings, and I was like, oh. And so we stopped and looked at those, and almost found one that we liked, and he liked it a lot better, and he was like, yeah, this one looks better, and ended up picking one from the little stand at JCPenney, and I wore that one all the way through our wedding, and
Thank God you picked that one and not the Claire's one.
I was gonna be hating on my Claire's ring because I still thought it was cute.
Freaking Barbie ring.
Oh my gosh, it was cute. Anywho, it says more about me, and I just
I guess
didn't care.
This is why she wasn't pissed when her
I really
finger
didn't care.
turned green.
I really didn't
She
care.
was gonna wear a $7 ring from Claire's.
I sure was, and I upgraded to a $25 ring from JCPenney because
She didn't care. As long as she had a ring on her finger, she was happy.
yeah, I was super happy. That's all I cared about. And
I is engaged.
yeah, that's the most important thing. It's just having an outwardly expression.
She was just totally happy just to be engaged to moi.
Yes, I don't know if I would feel that way today, but I mean, we here now. We here now.
You better feel. No.
I'm not accepting nothing $7 from you no more. You better not give me a $7 hot dog at this point. That's it. I cost.
Yeah, she got a little more bougie.
I'm not bougie. I'm really not. I'm not bougie.
We'll
I
do another podcast on that one.
Whatever. Okay. Anywho. But yeah, we got married with our, my little cubic zirconia sterling silver ring, and people really thought it was real. We had our Dollar Tree wedding.
Tough.
I have my decorations from Dollar Tree.
What can I tell you? It was, the wedding.
The Publix cake.
It was a short notice wedding.
It was.
So it was a Dollar Tree wedding. Yeah.
Because,
we got all the tablecloth and tabletops, whatever you call those things.
Yeah.
The decorations all from Dollar Tree.
Yep. And my Publix wedding cake.
God bless the Dollar Tree.
Yeah. Dollar Tree was life for me. You know that. That put me through.
Oh, yeah.
Dollar Tree was always my budget. So, yeah, we ended up getting married a little sooner than we expected. So, because we had to move in together and we didn't want to live together without being married and everything. So,
right.
That's why we ended up pushing up our wedding and not being engaged as long or whatever. But, do you have plans to upgrade me again? You gonna do it again?
I don't know. The 10-year one, it was a big upgrade. Maybe 20 years, we'll do another upgrade.
And do I expect another upgrade?
Yeah, of course you do.
I actually don't.
You expect that.
I really don't.
Don't let me come into some money because she's going to be looking.
No, I'm not. Like this.
For an upgrade.
This ring is so over the top already. Which one? Oh, my engagement ring and it was the ring of my dreams.
Ring?
Yeah, and the anniversary ring. Because my engagement ring, it was a trade-in. I traded in my old set for a new ring with our jeweler, and they mishandled it so improperly that they ended up adding another carat to my ring at no charge. And so now I have this, larger than what I anticipated and ring. And then of course you upgraded me that same year. So, and it was remember it looked just like the ring on my Pinterest board. Cause this time I did have a Pinterest board. This time I knew what I wanted. I had a Pinterest board
she was ready.
And he had never seen it, but somehow picked ring looked just exactly like it.
Pinterest. Still not sure what that is. What the hell's a Pinterest?
Do you remember me showing you
but...
the ring that was on the Pinterest board after you got me the anniversary?
Yeah, it was very similar. Yeah, I didn't even. She showed it to me. I probably didn't even pay attention, but.
No, I never showed it to you before.
Oh, you never showed it to me. Right.
No, I never showed it to you before.
Well, I ended up picking a ring it almost looked exactly like the ring she picked out.
Yeah.
So
I don't really.
That's our connection. That's that mental connection.
Yeah.
There you go.
Mhm. And I don't expect another one. I don't want another one. I think I'm good.
Well, good.
Don't mark my words though. Don't mark my words. I didn't say it. I might erase it from this podcast and nobody ever heard it. So what advice would you give to like marriage hopefuls or people that are just younger versus marriage hopefuls that are older and they're kind of venturing into shopping for rings and navigating, especially in today's climate where...
Make sure you have a budget. Get a ring you can afford. Do not go into don't go into debt over no ring. Because when you get married, you want to get married. Save that money for when you're married. Okay, because all sorts of unexpected things can happen. You can always upgrade to a better ring later.
Yep.
You do not have to buy some extravagant ring now. Listen, you could buy a really beautiful, nice ring for, between $1,000 and $1,500.
And even less than that nowadays.
Even
if you
less
do
than
diamond alternatives like moissanite.
Moissanite. Yes.
Like moissanite is,
Beautiful.
They have beautiful stones.
Yes, that's the word I was looking for. Beautiful stones. Looks just as...
they actually test as real diamonds. They read
looks just as beautiful as a diamond.
They're just
and
as durable.
And it's way less expensive.
And yeah, they're just as durable as diamonds. I think.
It's not cheap.
They're not cheap.
It's not cheap at all, but it's not super expensive either.
Right. So that's definitely...
it's very affordable. Yeah, if you can, if you guys... I recommend if you find a place to do layaway, do a layaway. Do not borrow money, and because with interest, you're gonna end up paying way more than what the ring is worth. Don't be a fool.
So, what do you feel like? Did you give the same advice to someone who is a marriage hopeful that are older in life, and they should have? I guess some people have the expectation that it should be better off financially, or have a little more to spend. How do you feel?
If you got it, you have discretionary funds. It's like with the anniversary ring. I had discretionary funds that I was able to spend a good amount of money on your anniversary ring, and it wasn't. I didn't have to sacrifice anything.
Yeah.
So if you have it, and you're blessed, you're coming a moment where you're blessed with some money, and do it. But don't sacrifice not paying a bill or something like that, or go without.
Yeah.
Don't be foolish about it. You
Yeah.
know. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a material object.
Really. And ladies, I have to say, what you accept as your ring is obviously your choice, and what you put value on that is your choice and your opinion. But what I would just want you to take into consideration is that your first ring doesn't have to be your last ring. Like he said, you always upgrade later. But give your partner room. Give them room to make a mistake. Give them room to not meet your expectations. And when, if they don't, then let them know in a kind and loving manner. Let them know, hey, this doesn't meet my expectations, or I'm unhappy with something, but do it in a loving way. Give them the grace that they deserve as coming into a new relationship chapter with you.
Yes, and just remember that you don't have to buy something, some ridiculously priced, extravagant ring to show someone you love them.
You can go to Claire's.
Because listen, there are people out there who have the extravagant ring.
Yeah. And
they're in a crummy relationship. So
yeah.
that's not how you show someone that you love them.
Yeah.
That doesn't define love. Or that doesn't define your love for somebody. Is how you treat the person, how you show your love.
Yeah.
That's more important than buying some super expensive material object.
And I knew I was valued and highly valued in our relationship because of the things you had done for me from day one. Without me ever wanting or asking, you had always been there for me and made sure that I was good, whether it had been financially or emotionally or mentally, anything, spiritually. We walked that walk. And so, that's why I can have an engagement ring that turn my finger green and be okay and laugh about it. Like, it's fine because you took care of me in so many ways that I didn't have to worry about whether or not that was a reflection of your value of me. So before we get out of here, I want to ask you just another question about, we have kids now. We have a son and now we have a daughter. And, if they were to find themselves in a situation similar to what we experienced, what advice would you give them? Because I don't know if you would feel differently if it's your daughter that says, hey, daddy, like, he gave me a ring that turned my finger green.
I was like, where's that fool at?
See? It's different.
No. No. I mean, it depends. If I saw the guy, if he was a hardworking guy and I knew he didn't have a lot and that's the best he could do for her, I'd be like, well, cut the guy slack. But, if the dude is driving around a Maserati and it gives you a ring to turn your finger green, then I'm going to take him and slam his face on the hood.
Wow.
You don't give my daughter no ring that turns her finger green. Yeah.
Oh, wow. But what about, so we have a son as well. And,
right.
He probably would do some stuff like that. I don't know. I feel like he would.
He put an onion ring on the
He probably would. And then bite it.
And then bite, yeah. And eat it.
I don't know. I feel like it'd be so different for our kids. I don't have any expectations about, like, what their life would look like in that way and what decisions they should make. And I just hope that they're humble, and I hope that they're loved, and I hope that they're treated well, and I hope that they can give that back to whoever it is that loves them enough to propose to them.
Yeah, we're going to teach. Hopefully we raise them and teach them to, not be bougie.
Yeah.
And to value relationships and not material possessions. And, I mean, teach them that money isn't everything, and having fancy stuff isn't everything, and it's all about your relationships with the people around you.
Yeah, and
that's what it's about. That's what makes life better.
Yeah, and I think that we're better for it.
Absolutely.
Because I would have been a fool if I had reacted any other way. I didn't even consider reacting any other way, but I'd be a fool. Look at the life we have. We have a beautiful life, and it had zero reflection of our love or our longevity or if we should even enter a marriage. Like, some people feel like they have to have it all together before they get to a marriage, when really you're building together. And whatever that happens to look like in engagement and marriage, is different for everyone financially, but it's yours to build. And wherever you're starting from, I can say that we're a testament that you can start from absolutely nothing and make something of it and still have something that people look at and say, damn, I want that. Or, how did they get that? How did they get so happy? It's work. There's so many other things to focus on than the finances.
It doesn't come easy.
Yeah, definitely not easy. So, to those who are married and marriage hopefuls, I really hope that you guys found this conversation interesting and engaging. And I would love to hear, like, some of your engagement stories or,
hit us up.
Yeah, hit us up. Put us in. We have our socials. We're on Instagram at The Hard Knot Life Co. That's KNOT, The Hard KNOT Life CO. Also the same on Facebook, and we have our YouTube channel where we'll be uploading the podcast as well, and that's youtube.com/The Hard KNOT Life.
Give us a subscribe.
Yeah, and we're now available on more platforms for streaming.
iTunes. I know. Yeah.
We're on Apple
more platforms
Podcasts.
coming.
We're on Apple Podcasts. Come listen to us. Yeah. So excited, but
she's very excited.
I'm very excited about finally, because it was a pain in the butt to get on Apple. That's why.
She's doing a happy joy dance.
Yeah, and so of course we're streaming and making this podcast accessible through anchor.fm/The Hard Knot Life. And you can see all the places that we are available to stream our podcast there. But yeah, that's all I got for today. I'm tired. It's time to go to bed.
Yeah, that's it. That's it, guys. You got a full episode out of us. So catch us next time and hit up our socials. Tell us what you think of this podcast. We want to hear your opinions.
Don't forget to rate us. Bye.
Bye.